Okay, now, as I said earlier on in the programme, we were going to be talking about Man 1, Bank Nil and Patrick Combs. Good morning to you, Patrick.
Good morning to you.
How are things with you this morning?
Well, absolutely fantastic.
I know that, Patrick, you're over here to, for a tour of your smash hit one-man comedy show, Man 1, Bank Nil. But what is it all about? Because it's a real story.
Yeah, and that's what makes it really fun to tell people, and we open the show on a quote that says, by Mark Twain, that says, truth is funnier than, well, actually I say it like this, truth is stranger than fiction, because fiction is obliged to stick to the possibilities. Truth isn't. And it just couldn't be truer in my life, because I'm telling the story of when I received in the mail something very common in the United States, at least.
And common over here too, I think.
Yeah, I think they could be called a Reader's Digest check, a junk mail check, or a sweepstakes check. And I don't know what it was about this day, but I opened it up, and immediately, you can always tell they're fake. So I knew this one was fake. What made this one fake was the word sample. And it was for $95,000. Well, $95,093.35, which becomes very important in the story later on.
$95,000.
Yeah.
In a junk mail check.
Yes. But the dollar amount becomes very important later on, which is $95,093.35. That 35 cents becomes very important in the story later on.
Okay, I'm writing it down to remember.
Okay, so now I'll just jump to this. This is what I tell my audience. If you go into a restaurant the next time and they hand you your tray at the end of the meal and it's got the bill on it, instead of putting your credit card down or some money, put seashells on the tray. And when you do that, what would you expect would happen? I would expect that the restaurateur would laugh and go, we don't
Very
take
funny,
seashells, Or they wouldn't laugh, but they would at least look at you like, I get it, but we don't take seashells. So that's what I did with the check, is I thought that, and I thought, well, this is perfectly ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. It clearly says sample. I've never had more than $5,000 in my bank account. So I'm going to deposit this in the bank, and it'll be like putting seashells in the tray. So I took it down to my bank, I deposited it, and I waited for a phone call from my bank.
Yeah, this is the big but one, isn't it? A but.
But I was there 5 days later, and the machine gave me my cash, my bank card, and my little statement. And I wasn't even going to look at it, for fear of low bank account balance.
I know I have the same with my own a lot of the time.
Yeah, not really. If you have to look at it once a month, that's enough. But as I stepped away, I looked down, and my first thought was, this is not my bank account. And my second thought was, this is like Bill Gates' bank account, because there was sitting $100,000 in my account.
Blast.
Now, my next thing.
Well, next thing would be the mental dilemma.
Yes. But the very next thing was breaking into a run for home. Like as if I was Charlie from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, with a golden ticket in my hand. And then when I got home, realizing I'd run all the way home, even though I'd driven to the bank.
Oh no! So you left your car behind.
Oh, I totally forgot about it. But listen, since I was home, I was thinking, okay, this is a mistake. This is just completely a mistake. And of course it was,
Yeah, but I mean, is it a mistake? They put the money in your account. Does that mean it's legally yours?
No.
All right, okay.
No, not at all. But other things meant it was legally mine.
Like what?
Well, the first thing that happened, the first thing that I learned was that I was waiting for it to bounce because my friend who worked in baking informed me it would bounce in 5 days. And then I had nothing more to worry about.
Yeah.
Or to dream about.
Yeah.
Well,
you'd still have a story to tell, though, even if they took it out.
Sure about that. Yes, exactly. And in a matter of fact, during that week when I thought I would just only have the balance in my account, I was printing out receipts and I was casually showing them to friends.
Yeah, or potential dates.
Girls in pubs. But then 33 days later, the money was still in my account.
I don't know. I think I'd be somewhere else in a hot country taking in the sunshine.
Yes, and I was so very close to doing that. But at 33 days, at 30 days later, I walked into the bank and I got it in a cashier's check.
So you had it. You had control over the cash now. You completely took it away from the bank.
But I didn't take it
The control,
out.
I meant.
Yes, but I didn't take it out until I first walked into the bank on a separate occasion 3 weeks into it and walked right up to the branch manager and called attention to the deposit and said, I recently deposited a check for $95,000. When would I be safe to start spending that? Because I had begun to believe that if it was still sitting there after 3 weeks, maybe it was really supposed to be mine.
Yeah, convinced yourself.
I was completely convincing myself, right? Okay, so so the branch manager's reply when I called attention to it and he looked it up on his computer was, Mr. Combs, you're safe to start spending the money because you're protected by a law. Checks can't come back after 10 business days.
What's that mean? They can't come back?
No, after 10 business days, he said they can't come back.
So he was telling you it was yours?
So he was telling me that mine couldn't come back. But listen, he didn't. But I didn't touch the money then because he didn't know the check was a sample check, right? So, although there was a 10-day law, it seemed meaningless to me. But I still wanted to read about it, right?
Yeah.
So I didn't say anything to him, but I grabbed every brochure on the bank's counter. Now I get home and I find this brochure that says Your Banking Rights. And although I read it and discovered that there was not a single customer right in a brochure called
About customer rights, yeah.
And that's the honest-to-God truth. There was a line that said, for more information about bank check regulation, contact the Office of Thrift Supervision.
I'm just conscious, Patrick, in case we run out of time, because it is ticking away quite quickly. Did they come after it eventually?
Yes, they came after it.
And did they get it back?
But by the time they came after it, I had discovered that it was legally mine 3 different ways, which put me in what I felt was a dilemma.
So today, have you got it?
Well, yeah, I would be blowing the show if I did that. And let me tell you, what we've learned by touring Ireland is that the people that have come in say, it was nothing, your show was nothing of what I expected. There's one fireman put it the other night. He said, I told my friend, we'll come in, we'll watch this guy just talk. We'll be there about 5 or 10 minutes, and then we'll go have a beer.
We have a pint or two.
But what he didn't expect was, it's a show. I do 14 different characters. I have visuals. It's very funny.
And you have 19 venues, isn't it, in Ireland? Have you any in our neck of the woods?
Yes, I do. Are you near Navan?
Near enough, yeah. Aren't we, Sinead? Very near Navan. She's squeaking her nose up at me. Yeah, we're near enough to Navan.
Well, and
parts of us anyway.
Well, then you must be much closer to another place I'm going, but I'm not quite sure of where you guys are and what venues are near you. I don't know Ireland so well.
Okay, so if people wanted to find out where your venues were, what would they do?
They'd go to man1banknil.com.
And
man1banknil.com. And
they'd be guaranteed 90 minutes of laughs. Oh, seemingly you're in Birr in County Offaly, I believe.
Yes, I am, yes.
So that's one venue definitely in the Midlands. That
I'll tell you the other ones we're going to real quick. Portlaoise.
Yeah, that's ours as well.
Galway.
Mm-hmm.
Tala,
Dublin.
You said Birr, yeah. And then Dunleary is sold out in Dublin. The Silo? Oh, no. Sligo. Listen to me after.
Okay, to the website, but definitely Portlaoise and Birr and Navan as well near us, and Galway for some people as well, depending on what part of
We're
Galway.
trying to have really good luck with the dates selling out. So if people are coming, and it's actually 2 hours of laughter.
Oh, is it 2? Sorry.
Drama. Yeah, but.
Okay.
But you will find out what I do with the money in the end, and people.
And that's the point of it, isn't it, Patrick? That's the point. Where is the cash?
The point is to find that out, but the point is also to ask yourself, what would you do if this happened to you?
I know. I don't know. I don't know what I'd do.
No,
Patrick.
And before you know, you need more information from the 2-hour show, to really know, because all kinds of crazy things come in to play.
Okay, Patrick, thank you very much for taking our call, and best of luck with it.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye.
That is Patrick Combs there, and his tour of One Man, One Bank Nil is in Ireland at the moment. If you want to find out more, do go on his website. And as we found out there, it's definitely in Portlaoise and Birr.